Hey everyone, welcome back, and today I'm here with a Toxic Rain update 2, and yeah, there's a lot that has changed and a lot that I want to discuss about the build. I'll be showing some gameplay near the end of the video, and I'll leave some timestamps if you guys just want here to see what the build looks like on like a A8 Conqueror or something. But yeah, let's talk about what we've changed. So we basically stopped investing into this build now. We've got all the gear that we never want for it, and I'm going to start working towards my next build now. And I'm very sorry guys that it's taking a very long time for me to just like move on to a different build and like make videos and stuff. It's just because I'm very busy at the moment. But yeah, I'll do my best on that. And the Doomfletch is still going to be pushed back quite a bit because I'm not sure. Like there's still a lot of things I need to figure out with that build, and I haven't even got time to theory craft it yet. So that will be pushed back a little bit. But not to worry, I'll get to that later. And yeah, let's go over what we've changed. So first of all, the most glaring thing that's probably changed is the ring. We switched out of Profane Proxy. We actually ditched Skitterbots, and we got Despair on hit on the ring over here. And instead of running Skitterbots, we actually run Purity of Elements because even though we had freeze immunity from the Brine King Pantheon, I did not like getting ignited on this build and getting shocked as well because it just took too much damage. So Purity of Elements also gives res as well, which allows us to basically ditch res on a lot of pieces of gear, which is super nice because we can basically just go really offensive, which is super nice. So just to give you something, like I've got really good res here, and a lot of my gear hasn't got res. Like this ring, for example, only has a very small amount of res on the implicit. This ring is mainly just got attributes. My quiver has no res. My amulet has 1 res. So yeah, it's really good, and I'm running a unique helmet. I'm running cherry bombs, of course, and 6 links are super easy to get this league if your item is corrupted, so it's so nice. We have the gloves here with 9% AoE, and something I need to quickly discuss with you guys is that you need to get 39% increased area of effect exactly. This is where you get the sweet spot for the pods. You get like 4.9 pods or something, which increases your damage a lot. So the way you get 39%, you get 9% on your gloves here. This is a divine, and you need to make sure this is 9%. And then you go and take the bow mastery, which gives you 20% AoE while wielding a bow. And then you also need a 2120 Toxic Rain to give you the last 10%. And you're going to need 2 because you're going to need another one for the Ballista Totem setup. Okay, so I basically have upgraded everything, and I'm not going to invest anymore. So these gloves aren't insane. The main thing we have from them is the armor evasion, the strength, and the life. And then obviously we got the craft on here, which is really important. We're still running a Zeri step, and we don't need this boot enchant either. I just have it there. And we also have this amulet. It's a +1 amulet with chaos dot. Now it's not really that good, but you know, it's decent enough to do the job. We have some attribute ring, despair on hit ring. We upgraded our bow to a endgame one. This one's really good because we're not running in power, and this is a non-in power build that I'm doing here. And the reason I'm not going for in power is simply because I don't think it's worth it. But this bow is really insane, guys. And if you want me to make a video on how to craft it, I can. But there's actually quite a few videos on how to craft this bow, so I don't think I should. But yeah, that's what that bow is. It's really good, and these bows, if you buy them, go for around 7-8 exalts. And if you were to make it yourself, I would say it's probably about 6 exalts, and I got really unlucky, so I ended up spending a bit more. But yeah, it's pretty good. And I don't know, that's pretty much the gear upgrades in general. Like I have a res belt here, sorry I didn't show it earlier. And yeah, this is not a build guide, so I'm not going to go through everything, but we got all the flask set up with the use when full, and we put silver flask on when you hit a rare unique enemy for bossing DPS, because we don't really need onslaught for mapping that much, and we do get it sometimes from hitting a rare and stuff. So yeah, even the onslaught is kind of nice for mapping. You can change that, it's up to you, but I prefer to put it on for bossing. And yeah, so the biggest change on the tree is that we actually ditched the top part of the tree and are running an insane cluster setup. I'll quickly go over my tree properly because last time I didn't explain what masteries I took and why. And okay, so first of all, we are level 95, which is really good. This build is actually quite tanky. You still will get one shot here and there if you're not careful, but it's really good. So we part down here and we take this bow mastery, which gives us phasing. I'd say it's essential on Toxic Rain to have phasing because it's really annoying if enemies block you and you can't run past them while you're trying to do damage. Then we have a jewel. Now we're running a lot of these jewels that have dot and life, which is really important. We go up here and we take the 10% more skill effect duration, which is really nice as well. And we take the soul point for resist because, as you can see, we need cold res over here. And the reason why this node is really good is because it gives increased evasion and armor as well. So it doesn't feel like a bad node to take. Then we go up to reflexes to get some spell suppression. And then we go up here, we take Aspect of the Eagle. Now this Aspect of the Eagle is actually really, really good. It gives you increased damage with bows, increased damage over time with bow skills, and it gives you 6% attack speed. All these stats are really good on Toxic Rain, and you would really want them. We go here and we take the mana reservation efficiency so we can actually run Purity of Elements, otherwise we couldn't because Skitterboss is a 35% reservation and Purity of Elements is now 50%. So we have to take this in order to make our mana comfortable. And just another thing to mention is that I ditched life tap and we're running minus mana cost on all our gear now, and we're also running a replica conqueror's efficiency for an additional -9. So our mana cost is now 4 and it's very easy to sustain. And then we got another dot jewel here. We go here and we take 20% increased effect of Withered because this buffs our single target damage, since we are applying Wither through Withering Touch support on our totems, and it's quite reliable because they're attacking a lot and very fast on a boss, and we don't need Wither for normal mapping since we're using Withering Step, and it's not that important for normal mobs to have Withered on them. We take Revenge of the Hunted. It's really good because it gives us life and evasion. We go here and take the AoE while wielding a bow. Hunter's Gambit is a nice node. We go down here for a lot of spell suppression, and we take a 10% chance to suppress spell damage if your boots, helmet, and gloves have evasion. Now, the reason I take this, even though I have 100% while I'm on full life because of this node, because I use Blood Rage, and if you take a hit, you're not on full life anymore, and I'd like to have 100% spell suppression whether I'm on full life or not, so that's why I take that. But feel free to change this to another mastery if you want, that's not an issue. We go down here and we take the 50 flat life mastery, and we take Master Fletcher because it gives a bunch of attack speed. Okay, so this is the optimal cluster. It's Unholy Grace, Touch of Cruelty, and Wicked Pile. This is the highest DPS cluster you can get right now, and I think it's quite expensive. I'll just double check the price for you. It seems to be about 180 chaos, which is quite expensive. So yeah, it's like over 2 exalts, but it's definitely worth it. And then we go and take Repeater and Shrieking Bolts, and you're probably wondering, whoa, why are you running projectile damage clusters? So Toxic Rain, if you read it, it says modifiers to projectile damage apply to this skill's damage over time effect. So basically this is 30% increased damage, 35% increased damage, and as you would know for Toxic Rain and Chaos damage builds, dot builds in general, like Essence Drain as well, ones that aren't poison, just ones that scale with damage over time purely, scale really well with levels, gem levels, and increased damage. So as you can see, these are really insane for us, and it gives us way too much damage for a very small amount of points. And then in the jewels, we're just running the dot and life jewels. And if you want to upgrade one of the dot jewels to a Watcher's Eye, to the dot Watcher's Eye, then that would be a really good upgrade for you. And then we take the Vitality over here on Blood Drinker because we need to run Vitality on our build to sustain our life comfortably. And then finally we go up here and we take Entropy and we take Blood Siphon. So the next point I kind of want to spend it in Trickery because it's a really good node. But otherwise that is pretty much the tree capped, and I could unspec this to take Trickery, but I didn't really want to because I valued life, since our life pool is a little low. Alright guys, since that's the overview done, I'm just going to show you guys a map over here, a Baran Citadel Awakening 8, which I'll show you here. And it's also going to be Alked, which is pretty good. And yeah, so I'm going to run this, and I'm not going to do the whole map because if I do the whole map, then you guys might be here for too long. So I'm just going to try and rush to the boss, do some of the league mechanic as well. But yeah, we're at a point now where the build is very, very comfortable. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, so it's really good. Like, I don't feel as in danger anymore. Of course, there's some map mods that are really, really bad, but you know, that's just fine. And I'm actually planning to move on to my next build now, guys. I'm pretty much done with this build. I'm still going to play it to farm a bit more currency so I can transition pretty smoothly. And the next build I'm planning to play is a Corrupting Fever Gladiator Kinetic Blast. I know the bow version is pretty good as well, but I didn't really want to play the bow version. I kind of just want to play Kinetic Blast because I really like the skill. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And that's my current plans. So yeah, these maps are pretty good. I don't know what region I ran it in. I was supposed to run it in Glenac. I think this is a Glenac one. But yeah, I was supposed to add a scarab to this one. I guess I'll briefly talk about what I'm doing currency wise. So I tried the expedition in was it Lirathane, but it wasn't too good because I think it got a lot of attention. So I think it's kind of dropped down in value to do that. It's probably still really good though. And now I'm farming some Abyss in the new region, Glenac. So yeah, I'm currently doing that because Stygian Vices are actually kind of expensive now just for the base and like for an 86 one. So actually making a decent amount of currency off that. Alright, so let me show you guys the boss DPS on the Crusader. So with the Crusader, you have to be a little bit careful because he has this ground that he puts. But once he does this attack, you can basically just go and attack him. And as you can see, it is done. So yeah, it's a pretty nice build. I've done Cyrus several times as well. But I will say the Cyrus fight for this build, just Toxic Rain in general, is really annoying because basically when enemies move around, you lose a lot of DPS, which is not nice. But yeah, this is the build update for today, guys. And just to let you know, my uploads will be a bit slower, and I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.